Hello Piscator pals, and welcome to another episode of The Passionate Piscator with me, Steve, here in Frenchay in Bristol on the beautiful River Frome. I say beautiful, it's a bit a bit murky today. We've had a lot of rain here in Bristol, and my original plan today was to go to the River Avon and fish there, but it's not really fishable for the style of fishing I'm doing today anyway, which is a bit of stick float fishing with a beautiful centre pin. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. I'm going to enjoy every second of it. So I thought, I'll come here to River Frome. The river's probably likely to be a bit less turbulent, shall we say. And it's a little bit, but not as much as it normally is when we have a really good bout of rain. So maybe I've just skipped past the floodwater, or maybe the floodwater's still to come rushing down the river. We will see, but it's looking good. I should have my Polaroids on really. I've been peering into the water, but it is a little bit chocolatey brown, so I don't think I'd see anything anyway. Anyway, I'm not going to fish here near the bridge. Sometimes I've been known to fish along this bank here. Not that I think you're really supposed to, but it's a bit slippery and hairy scary as you walk down. So I'm actually going to walk. I'm actually going to walk a little bit further towards downriver, towards Snuff Mills, and see if I can winkle out a few fish. Don't really know what I'm after today, just anything really. There's a fair few minnows in here. I love coming here for the minnows. There's some amazing minnows here, nice big ones as well. I'm quite a big fan of mini species, as I'm sure if you've watched any of my videos before, you'll also be getting very excited over minnows and gudgeon and sticklebacks and things like that. But there is some very, very good trout in here as well. Some people fly fish it, which you are more than welcome to. It's free to fish. But I'm, as I say, going to be having a go at the old stick float. I've got some maggots. Let's have a look this side of the bridge whilst I'm up here. Ooh, actually, I might put my Polaroids on for that. I can see the bottom. How about that? Beautiful. Anyway, I suppose I'll set my rod up really. I could do that up here whilst I'm looking at the fish, if there is any fish down there. And have a walk downstream and see what I can catch. Anyway, let's get going, I suppose. Stop looking and get setting up. It's not hard work to catch little teeny tiny minnows here. They do get a lot bigger than this. I've caught a lot bigger down here, but I really love a little minnow. I really don't mind them at all. Look at that. I think get a little area a bit closer in for you. Tubby little belly. Rather cute. Bottom of the food chain, of course. Gets eaten by a lot of things down here, particularly the kingfishers and the trout. Come on, unhook. The barbless hook, but it's in a weird spot. Now it's in my finger. Oh, ow. Never mind. It's sharp at least. Yeah, bottom of the food chain is the minnow, but I really do love catching them. I've got some quite sizable ones down here before, but whoop, maybe not from this little spot. I might just move downstream and see if I can find a spot where perhaps the minnows are a bit bigger, or perhaps there's a few trout moving around, or maybe it's something else. Now, I've never caught anything other than minnows and trout down here on the Frome, but that doesn't mean to say that there aren't other fish in here, and I'll be interested to see if I pick any up today. But yeah, I think I've exhausted the minnows from here. I think I've shown you like 2 or 3, but I've caught about a dozen, I should think. It's a nice little spot, but I'm going to keep on moving down. I'm still keeping up with the minnows. They have not left me. With all this lovely fast flowing, strong flowing water. You really took that down, you little bugger, didn't you? There we go. Ooh. Gotta reuse those maggots. Still catching the minnows. Whoop. Yeah, with this flask, make a new word up, why not? With all this fast flowing water, it's a minnow paradise down here. I still love catching them. Doesn't bother me in the slightest, a little smattering of minnows through the day. And if that's indeed the only fish I do catch today, I shall still be very happy. It's not all about the size of the fish. It's absolutely magnificent out here. It's hard to believe that I'm still in Bristol. Genuinely is. Just over there is housing estates and office blocks and city and people just going about their day-to-day lives, and I'm right in the middle of the Frome Valley. Aha! What do we have here? Ooh. Oh. It felt a lot bigger than this. I think a leaf must have been tangled up with it. It's a bigger minnow though. It's a bit of a chunker. Look at that. You never know what you're going to get, do you, with angling? That's the magnificent thing. Right, let's see if I can see what I'm doing. Off you go, buddy. Good luck to you. Hope you don't get eaten by the stunning kingfishers that fly up and down here. And any of those big, hungry, voracious trout. Got something slightly bigger than a minnow. But hey, it's got to be a trout. It's got to be a brown one, isn't it, really? Oh, it's giving a good account for itself. Ah, yes, brown trout. Woo! And he's off again. This reel's beautiful. This is a J.W. Young, John Wilson heritage reel. Lovely centre pin. Nice and smooth. Glides down the stream magnificently. Right, come on, buddy. I think you're ready. There we go. A gorgeous trout. I'm just going to leave him in the water for a second whilst I get ready to show you. And then I'll show you the fish. Now, trout's in the net. Trout don't like being out of the water for too long. So I've set everything up, left him in the net in the water, and now we'll bring him in. The hook has come out in the net, would you believe it? And that's how we go. He's a very fresh fish. He came in very nice, but I have a feeling he's going to do a bit of leaping around for us on the bank. Got a nice leaf. What an absolutely magnificent fish. Beautiful colours. Wait till you see. Look at that. What a stunning fish. Those lovely brown trout colours. The black and red spots over the top of the white. Very, very predatory. You can perhaps see very vaguely the very small but very sharp teeth in his mouth. Anyway, let's pop you back, friend. Thank you very much. Go back to eating those minnows. It's absolutely beautiful. Perfect time of the year to come down. Absolutely gorgeous. Who lives in that house there? So lucky. Surrounded by beautiful woodland. Got a massive grin on my face. Why wouldn't I? Talk about wonder. I've needed this. It's been a few weeks since I've been fishing and I've really needed this. I'm actually forgetting that I should be fishing. You know, actually, I was thinking the other day of actually starting up a little side series to these fishing series. It's one thing that anglers really love to do. Let's get the water in the background for you. There you are. One thing that anglers really love to do is when they see a piece of water, if they cross a bridge over a river, they will always peer into it. When we're not fishing, we love being near water, so we can dream of the fish and marvel in the nature and wildlife that you see when you're walking along rivers and around lakes and ponds, and indeed by the sea and the coast. And one thing I was thinking of doing is maybe doing like a separate series, as I say, where I'm not fishing at all, I'm just walking down some of these absolutely beautiful picturesque environments, and maybe some of the less picturesque ones down canals and more urban areas. Maybe starting up further upstream and walking down, or vice versa, and just showing some of these fantastic places you can visit if you're just going for a walk. Because we can't always go fishing, can we? We can't always get out and do that, but being out near water and being around nature is the next best thing for an angler anyway. It is the best thing for people who don't angle, but magnificent. Anyway, I'm toying with the idea. You might see a video go up at some point if I do one, perhaps down this fantastic, beautiful Frome Valley Walkway. Frome. I keep saying Frome. F-R-O-M-E. Frome, isn't it? No, it's Frome. Somehow, Moon 2 O's, Frome 1 O. The English language. But yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think. Perhaps I will, and see how many likes I get and whatever. See if people are interested in it. See how many views. But I mean, even if I wasn't fishing today, I would love to be walking down this river, and I would love to take you on the journey, which I kind of am, I suppose, but with a rod in my hand. And perhaps I could go into some of the more details of the area and the water and everything. This is certainly inspiring me to do just that. Magnificent. Steadily catching a few minnows from this little swim, but I'm very happy with that. The kit I've got today, I've got my J.W. Young John Wilson Nottingham cast rod, one of my prized possessions. Absolutely fantastic rod, the best rod if you're doing a bit of long trotting or what have you. I don't know if you can get these anymore. I mean, a year or so ago I managed to break my Nottingham John Wilson cast blah 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 rod, and I did manage to find a replacement, thankfully enough. I've got on my J.W. Young centre pin, another one of my favourite reels. It's an absolute delight. But all I'm doing is flinging out my little stick float. I've got £3 line on to be able to contest with any of the trout which I'm likely to catch. It's overkill for the minnows, of course, but the reel just drifts its way down like that on its own accord. I don't need to do anything. All I do every now and then is stop it at a likely spot so the bait drifts up into the water. And it's really just about long trotting my little maggot bait down through the swim, which I've been feeding up, and keeping an eye on that float. And when you can't see the float anymore, just bring it back and try again. I'm drifting right the way down, back to those sort of fallen trees back there. Taking my after float now, as you've noticed. So I don't know where it is. So I need to bring that back so I know where it is. So as soon as that float dips, could be a minnow, could be a trout, could be anything really. What's that? Time's up. Alarm went off, but time's up. Yeah, just plopping it in, trying to avoid leaves. There's a flow of leaves going down the centre of the river where the sort of fastest part is, and I'm trying to keep it on the edge of that because fish are going to be moving in and out, picking up bits of food as it drifts down. Oh, there was a fish there that it's unsurprisingly, if I'm swinging it in like this, a little minnow. But yeah, it's lovely. I could sit here all day, but I am meant to be moving up and down. I'm going to give this another 20 minutes or so. Whee! Plop. Of just a bit of long trotting. Put in some freebies. A bit of ground bait as well, which I've mixed in with the freebies to make them smell nice. I find a little bit of ground bait in with the maggots. This gives them a little bit of scent. And in this sort of murky water that we have here today, the fish can smell it as well. It gives you a bit more chance of catching something. There it goes, drifting down. Not a care in the world. What we have here is a dace, a beautiful, beautiful dace, which is actually my first non-trout minnow species from Snuff Mills and the River Frome. What an absolutely fantastic dace. Oh, what a size. I'm really pleased with that. Absolutely delighted. Brilliant. Let's see what else I can catch. There's a little swim just behind me with a nice overhanging tree, which is where this guy came from. Let's pop you back a bit further upstream and we'll see if we can catch a few more. The main flow of the river runs along there, and there's another little sort of weird meandering eddy which comes from a little stream over there, just pouring in and drifting through. And I thought, oh, do you know, I've had a few trout from here before, I'll give it a go, just where these two little bits of water meet. And just underneath those trees over there, there's a lovely dace. Yeah, so my first fish that isn't a minnow or a trout from the River Frome. Very, very happy with that. It's a nice little spot, this one actually. It's very busy. The kids love playing in the water here. It's very shallow just behind me there. And it's usually very, in fact it is very busy. There's a lot of kids the other side. Over there he risks so as not to have children on camera. Yeah, there's a few behind me just throwing stones and smashing the place up round there, but it's actually doing me a favour, I think, 'cause I think it's disturbing the water and a lot of food items are coming down through the water. So keep on kids, keep on. Bit harum scarum down there. There we are. Fantastic. Don't really know why I've only ever caught minnows and trout from the Frome. Plenty of my other friends who fish here have caught chub and dace and roach and all sorts of fish. I guess sometimes it's because I'm here specifically for the minnows, because I absolutely love catching them. And the trout, well, they just bully their way in, don't they? Where there's food, a trout will find it, no worries. But I'm actually delighted to catch me a few little dace. I'm just giving the swim a little bit of a rest because I've caught a few fish out of there now. And I'm going to chuck a bit more maggot in and see if I can get a few more. Make hay while the sun shines, and to be fair, there's not a lot of sunshine left. It's coming into the evening now. I've only been here for a few hours. I've mostly been just watching nature and wildlife. I was watching a kingfisher a bit further down. I couldn't get any good video of it, but I could see it well enough from where I was sat, and it kept forgetting that I was sat in the swim where I was, and it kept sort of darting down the centre of the river. But when it saw me going, whoa, and I kept freaking it out a little bit. But yeah, I've had a dog go through my swim, but I'm still catching a few fish out of there. Lots of minnows still, but nice to catch a few dace. I'm happy with that. No doubt another trout will find out the area soon enough. But before that happens, I want to get a few more of those lovely silver darts. Love a dace, beautiful fish. Well, I've had another couple more dace. There were two smaller ones, and this is a slightly bigger one. There we are. What an amazing, look at the silver on it. What an amazing fish. Oh, I do love a dace. Oh, alright, let's pop you back quickly. I can reach the water from here probably, can I? I found a nice little spot to sit on. Oh, there we go. Just about. And away. Oh, well, I think 3 days and the swim's cleared out a bit. I was actually just using my landing net as a little keep net to keep them in, because I didn't want to keep disturbing the swim too much by chucking fish back into the water. But I think that's pretty much killed the swim up now. It's full of minnows now. Minnow. And the day's getting on, so I've got to keep moving down to Snuff Mills, down to the actual mill itself. I'll do a bit more fishing on the way, of course, but I'm really pleased with that. Well done me. Finally caught something other than a minnow and a blooming trout. Not that I mind, but of course. And what a fantastic trout to begin the session. But onwards and upwards, let's keep moving. I'll pack all this up and I'll move on downstream after I've washed my hands. Delighted to see a dipper, which is what that little bird was I was just filming. They're quite a rare bird, and they're called dippers because they dip underwater, and sometimes when they're on the bank they sort of go which is pretty fun. Yeah, quite a rare bird to see, and certainly a rare bird to watch for a long period of time. I mean, there was me just stood right there and people walking back and forth, and it wasn't bothered at all. Snuff Mills and the River Frome here is one of the places you can have a very good chance of spotting a dipper if you've never seen one before. If you're a bit of a birder like me, well, I'm a bit of an everything really. Anyway, I spent a lot of time watching that bird and fishing the top of that little dam there. And I was thinking to myself, oh, I wonder what the feeder fishing's like here. Fishing on the bottom with a feeder, a bit of ground bait, some maggots, worms, maybe a bit of sweet corn, luncheon meat. And as if by magic, two lovely gents who watch my silly little videos, two lovely gents came past and introduced themselves. We had a good chat, and funnily enough, they were going feeder fishing, and they told me there's quite a few bream in that little section, which has certainly whetted my appetite for a bit of feeder fishing here. Imagine catching a bream, Dason bream, amazing. But I'm definitely going to be doing that at some point. I mean, any excuse to come here to Snuff Mills and on the Frome, for the Frome Valley. There's a Frome Valley going past in the background. I've got to watch what I'm doing. The ground's a bit wet here. I don't know why I'm doing this and walking at the same time. It's a bit hairy scary after all that rain and sludgy mud underneath. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have to give that a go. Find some likely spots and try a bit of feeder fishing. Thank you very much for joining me here on the River Frome, from Frenchay to Snuff Mills. It's beautiful here. It's really, really nice. I absolutely adore it. So I'm looking over there because I think I've just seen another dipper. For the wildlife, absolutely fantastic. There's kingfishers, grey wagtails, there's the dipper, of course. There's all sorts of wildlife here. The nature, the scenery. It's a beautiful valley to walk down and a beautiful stretch of river. It really, really is. You can see why so many people visit here and enjoy just being here by the water and in the woodlands. The fishing is also really good, as we've seen. I've got lots more minnows than I've shown you, far too many minnows, but I'm still happy with minnows. Lovely trout, and of course those beautiful, beautiful dace. I will come back here and try some feeder fishing, or at least fishing on the bottom somehow, because I think that could really, really pay off, especially with rumour of bream. Yeah, definitely. No, it was a magpie. I looked out for the dipper. It was a magpie. It's a black and white bird. Give me a break. Anyway, thank you, as I say, for joining me here. I will see you guys again next time on the bank, but not before, please, you've liked and subscribed this video. Bye!